I'm Mark Ritter. I'm 5'9". I'm from Naples, Florida, and I'm 64 years old.
How long ago did you start playing?
A year and a half ago.
So you played in the league down in Naples, and what would you say your batting average was last year?
300 or so.
Even though Mark was a beginner, here's some of his beginning swings. Tremendously athletic and in great shape. But you can see there's very little upper body rotation and hand path flying around. He just chops at every ball, and he'd actually stop his swing on a lot of the balls, and he shifted his feet back and forth there. Just a short, quick chop, not a smooth swing following the rotation of the hips and shoulders. And he averaged 60 miles an hour exit speed with a high of 69. So we were starting to work on the hips, get the feeling of not only rotating, but driving that rear hip open against the front leg and driving that rear head back. It's a strong torque, but you feel a lot of drive from the backside because we want to drive that bat head through the ball following the rotation. If I told him to swing the bat, pull that bat head around and throw it around so you like swinging around a hula hoop. Look at what a nice bat path that was right away. You picked up the concept of that really good, and that looked great. The only thing we're kind of missing was a little bit of a snap. Told you to get on a plane a little bit more level than the path of the pitch coming down. The ball and the rope is a nice job. We want you to have a one-arm release. And when you get a one-arm release, you get full extension, you get a better snap. And if you don't get a one-arm release, your lead arm wants the time to kind of get jammed. Stay jammed, and your snap isn't very good. But overall, just a tremendous improvement off the tee. You never used the tee before, and that's a great rotation, great pull from the front side, drive from the back, and the launch angle is good. Use the swing simulator rope to just act as a guide rope. Watch yourself here. The hips, everything drive open good, but leave the upper body lean ahead a little bit. Want to make sure that we convert that linear stride to good rotation. You'll see right here, you tended to roll over. Wrist around to roll over. You got to keep in that strong arc. See, right here, you'd hit it, you'd short arm it, you wouldn't snap through and follow that hula hoop at the start. And what we really want to do is to get yourself so you can get the hips and that rotation to drive up, and once that back comes right around in an arc. It's like you're coming around a hula hoop, and you catch it early on in the arc. Again, bat on the hip drill will be one of your mainstays. And you're doing a great job of rotating, keeping a good launch angle back. And what they gives you a feeling that the hip drives the ball at an up angle. Frisbee, again, great job of driving the hips but getting the front side pull and rotation. Swing simulator worked good at, but watch how you pull your head off. You got to make sure you look directly at the ball coming in and watch the ball leaving your bat. You do it a lot better here. Your posture's a lot better. Great rotation. The only thing we're missing is a little bit of a snap. Off the tee, though, for never using the tee before, you level the swing off, and it's a tremendous amount of difference. The hips are rotating, they're driving open, they're torquing against one another, and you're pulling from the front side. The front shoulder, as it rotates open, is pulling the lead arm around, and that sets you up in a better position to snap. Just a really nice-looking swing for a guy just starting. If your wrist snap needs to be better, though. There's times where your wrist snap gets lazy, and we'll talk about that in a little bit here, because your lead arm will sometimes jam a little bit, but look at there, that's a pretty good ball. But the wrist could be a little bit crisper on it. Otherwise, everything else looks nice. A vast improvement, and you never had ever used the tee before. So certainly we're on a better plane, and one thing we focused a lot on was cutting through the bottom half of the ball so you could get under some underspin line drives, and we worked it into all fields by moving that point of contact around. But for a guy that batted 300 last year in slow pitch, I mean, just a tremendous amount of difference. And this is Jeff Roxby. He was a DeMarini guy. He's with, I think, Pure now. But watch how, he's not a very big guy, but watch how his rotation and hips drive the hands and they drive the bat head through the ball, yet he's following the rotation because he's got a good shoulder torque and a good launch angle, good hip torque. You know, your swings look somewhat similar there. He reaches that, drives open off the rotation, drives the bat head through the ball. And again, you're doing something that's very similar and just a tremendous 2 days we had here. The only thing I said we're going to have to improve on is that snap a little bit. See your level, you look pretty good here, but you see this, watch the hips. Great job on the hips. They're rotating, they're torquing, but watch the hands here. There's not as good a wrist snap as we need. And that makes that lead arm buck a little bit, but look at the wrist. They just kind of push the bat in and they don't change positions. You're not snapping like you're trying to hit an accent to a tree. And that's a big key. You certainly have to add that to your swing. Again, rotation, everything's good, but you need to snap that bat through while you continue rotating strong. Now watch how Jeff Hall, who's one of the best ball strikers of all time, watch how he snaps his wrist there. See that? He's rotating, pulling from the front side, driving the rear hip, but he's snapping the wrist. And sometimes if you focus just on the bat head, you'll snap naturally. But in your case, you're going to have to work on manipulating that snap because you're not doing it properly. Otherwise, everything else, even the improvement you went from 60 to 76 miles an hour improvement on your exit speed average, and you reached a high of 80 and you hit 4 balls over 300 feet. But if you start getting this snap, set yourself like on the swing simulator like this, work on the snap, rotate and snap within. And then watch how Greg Cannell, one of the top hitters of all time, look at how his wrist snapped through. It looks more subtle on videotape than it feels, but he's really rotating, driving from the backside and snapping that torque. So here's your finished swings at the end. Again, exit speed went from 60 to 76 miles an hour. Tremendous. 80 mile an hour for the top. A lot of fun working with you, and sky's the limit, my man. Let's look at the live.
Not bad. Nice. Wow. Beautiful. There you go, better. Nice ball. Look at that.
You can swing a senior bat where you're at, and that's this year's model Caligold 27.5 ounce. What'd you think of that product?
The ball came off really good, and when I did the right things, the ball went where it's supposed to go. So it seems like a very nice bat.
And it's got a big sweet spot. You know, some bats you catch it just in one spot, it's good, but the other's hard. It's got a firm feel, but I think the sweet spot's excellent on that bat. Have you ever swung a DeMarini before?
No.
You don't see many of them around, do you?
No.
It's probably one of the best kept secrets. We've used it on the show for 15 years, but they make a great senior bat, and they're known more for their ASA and U-Trip products, but it's a great senior bat worth a try. Well, appreciate it, bud. Great job.
I appreciate everything. I like your enthusiasm. You were, after 15 years, you're still, dude, I like that. I mean, that's good.